Hey guys, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Let's do it, Tuesday.
Yes.
Do it to it.
You know what I did yesterday? I went and sat outside at a restaurant.
Oh.
You didn't tell me because you tell me everything in your life.
That night in the afternoon, went out and we had a cocktail and we had some food and it was wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
Masks and everything.
No, I mean, not the diners because everyone was eating, but of course
the servers.
Yeah.
What the server look like?
She had on her mask. And it's one of our favorite places, so we knew our server, and just chit chat with them, and they got hit really hard, and they're struggling to come back, but they're working at it.
I haven't seen a server in years.
Wonderful. I loved it.
Have all new faces and everything.
I feel like cocktails taste better when someone hands them to you.
This is true. Tried and tested.
Well, you picked the perfect day to do it. Yesterday was hot, but not too humid. Today's the opposite. We are going to be real sticky out there today. We had a weird day in store. So temperatures are quickly on the rise. Latest reading at O'Hare already up to 81 degrees. And that was a 9 o'clock reading. So I bet we're already in the mid 80s, which is really high for 10 o'clock in the morning. We also have a dew point already in the 60s, and that's going to rise and continue to go up into the 70s as a real dome of humid air continues to move northward in the form of what used to be Tropical Storm Cristobal. First comes the humidity, then comes the rain, on and off showers throughout the day, storms, some of the possibility of even being severe as this system whips to our west. It's going to bring rain, and it's going to bring wind, gusts up to 50 miles an hour. You wouldn't notice it right now, as the breeze is pretty light, but easterly winds at 10 miles an hour. Now, we could see southerly breezes of 50 to 55 miles an hour later this afternoon and evening. Pretty incredible. And as the system moves to the north, it will continue to give us rain tomorrow, on and off showers, but the temperatures will drop in its wake, and then we lose the dew points. By Friday, we're going to have dew points in the 40s, and that's about as comfortable as it gets in the summertime around Chicago. And look at the cool temperature Saturday, struggling to get to the 70s, but with abundant sunshine, we warm up into early next week. So a pattern that's been very similar around this area, hot and humid through the week, and then cool and nice for the weekend.
Love it. Sounds great. Thanks, John. All right, guys, he was a hard-hitting safety for the Florida Gators, the Bears, the Buccaneers, but when his football career ended in 2016, he was hit hard by depression. Major Wright is joining us this morning to talk about his new book, Major Pain, Confessions of a Smash Mouth Safety.
And unfortunately, I think we just lost Major Wright. We had him right before we came on, but we lost him. So hopefully he'll be rejoining us soon, because it's going to be a great conversation to have. We talk about former star athletes, not only of college and the professional ranks, but that journey out of whatever sport they're playing is not an easy one to make. And, and he details in his book, and we'll be able to chat with him about it, the idea of not knowing when you played your last down. Can you imagine that? Like, I think that a lot of athletes, we like to highlight athletes that retire with that last moment they walk off the field and we know it. But the reality is so many athletes don't know they've played their last moment until long after that. They get traded, they get dropped, maybe they have an injury. And that's a difficult journey to go through. And joining us now is Major Pain, or not Major Pain, sorry, Major Wright with his book, Major Pain. Sorry, I saw this the text behind us. Major Wright, how's it doing, man? How you doing, man?
I'm amazing. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
That's really, really good. That's really, really good.
We were just talking about, not knowing when your last down was going to be in the NFL, and that is not an easy journey to go through for an athlete.
No, not at all. It ain't even close to even knowing the feeling of playing your last down and doing something that you've been doing your whole entire life, and that's all you know. It's football.
Right.
And honestly, like for me, I didn't do well, like set myself up for after football, because I always thought, my next big contract is coming.
Yeah. You're a young guy. You didn't know you were going to get cut by the Buccaneers, right?
Exactly. And at one point, I was playing my best ball when I was in Chicago, So I knew I wasn't leaving Chicago for sure, But when everything trickled down from Coach Lovey being fired, and then the next year we get new coaching, we get new everything, whole new staff, and me coming back in and we go ask them, you know, what are we gonna do about my contract? And before that, when Lovey was there, we was already in talks of a new contract after my third year.
No. So you weren't expecting it at all.
No, and honestly, they're in the talks saying that, you know, well, Coach Lovey them offered me a contract, but they lowballed me. So we was like, nah, we'll holler at y'all after, you know, my fourth year. I thought I'm done what I needed to do, you know. But when Coach Lovey got fired, that like,
oh yeah,
after a 10-6 season too. I mean, that was a good
after
season.
a 10-6 season. That's a winning season.
Yeah,
we missed the playoffs by a spot.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
A spot, and they let Lovey go, and that honestly, it affected me. You know, it hit me hard because my coach that drafted me, he believed in me. I'm improving each and every year. Right now, I'm playing my best ball. So y'all not gonna tell me I'm not gonna be back in Chicago. I made Chicago my home, you know. And for me to go to them and you know, ask for a new contract or what they want to do, and for them to tell me they're gonna go a different direction.
Yeah.
that hurt.
So you're saying that you faced depression. What was going on with you at that time?
So when I was depressed, like I was in a dark space. I wasn't motivated. I lost who I was as a person. I lost everything. I lost that edge, that go-getter. I lost that. I found myself just sleeping, not want to do nothing, not want to really talk to anybody.
That's depression.
Yeah.
By myself. Just trying to figure it out, and it wasn't fun at all, honestly. Like,
how old were you?
Say that again.
How old were you at that time?
I was 29, 28.
Nah, that's young.
Yeah.
No,
You don't expect it to hit you like that, right? I mean,
and honestly, it hit me so hard, and I don't wish that on my worst enemy, because some people don't come out of that. You know, it's people that don't make it out of that. And if you're not a strong-minded person and you don't have beliefs, you won't make it out of that.
Yeah. And even if you are a strong-minded person, it can still be difficult.
And it weighs on you. It weighs on you, and it affects you. But for me, I use everything as motivation, right? So I try to find something that will motivate me to continue to go or to continue to push, no matter what it is. Like now I started learning, like, man, listen, use everything to motivate you, you know, use that to drive me. So now I use that depression, that dark space I was in, I learned from it.
yeah.
And now it motivates me to go out and want to help others. I
imagine writing the book was helpful for you too.
It was, oh my God, probably one of the best things I've done. Probably one of the best things I've done, because I can connect to people now. I got a story for them. So now I can sit up here and I can tell you about my story. And maybe you may be going through some of the similar stories and waiting for me to tell my story to get you to open up. You know, because it's some athletes probably going through some of the same things that I was going through, but scared to go out there and get help and scared to get that reach that we need, you know, because as an athlete, honestly, for me, I didn't want to go back to the NFL because I was scared. I was too prideful. I was so prideful. I'm like, nah, you know, I done made all this money with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should I go back? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that goes on. It goes into it, you know, and a lot of people wouldn't understand unless you in it, you know?
Yeah, we put athletes on pedestals too, right? Like, we celebrate them. It's hard to imagine that there's a flip side to it. You look at athletes that make millions and you're like, how could any of them be sad and depressed? But the reality is, doesn't the money and the fame, throw that out the window when it comes to mental health?
It's honestly the money, it does nothing. It does nothing, actually. Because once that sport is over, then what?
Right.
Then what do you do? You know, what do you do when you go 3 years without income?
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? Your bill's still piling up.
Yeah.
Then what? You have to find a way, you know, and honestly, like that sport, I love the game of football and so happy for it because it connected me with so many people that I probably would have never met.
Let's go back in time. If you could tell yourself, I want to know what you would tell your 28, 29-year-old self when you got cut, but I also want to know what would you tell yourself when you were younger and just starting to play football, you were getting that first contract. Did you save appropriately? Did you invest appropriately? Or did you expand your world but outside of football? Before and after that contract, what would you tell yourself?
I honestly would go back and I would tell myself education. Education, because if I know I'm smart enough to do anything, right? Me playing football just put me in one box.
Yeah.
So me being smart, there's no box I can fit in because there's nothing I can't figure out. There's nothing I can't figure out if you're educated enough. Any field you get in.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you feel, sometimes it's hard with the video chat. Did you feel like, you needed to complete your college degree? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean going after?
Not even my college degree. Not even my college. I'm talking about before my college degree. So we talking about just, financial literacy. We talking about reading. We talking about some of the simple stuff that honestly I took for granted when I was in school.
Yeah.
Like my reading wasn't the best. Never was. My writing was never the best. Never was. And now I'm still, learning. I got a tutor I use to go back to relearn the things that I didn't learn, that I took for granted. And it's so valuable when you get done.
Yeah.
It's so valuable in life, period.
So are you focusing on writing now? Is that kind of going to be a career path for you? Or was this I have to put this part of me out in the world? No. It's definitely going to be, I got a book too dropping after this. So after y'all read the story, y'all will hear it and see it, how it's, told and how I set it up for my book too. But, I'm so excited about this, honestly, man. And it's been something, after football, this is my next big thing. You know, I put my heart behind it. I put my soul all into it, and I wanted my book is about obstacles that I face, right? And with me facing those obstacles, I feel like everybody will be like, oh, this book is just geared towards athletes. No, it's not just geared towards athletes. It's geared towards everybody. So if you're going through something that you're facing in your life, I feel like my book could definitely push you towards whatever it is that you want to do, because at one point I was never a writer and I was never a reader. Yeah. Now look at me. I got my own book and I wrote my own book.
And it's a heck of a cover too. That photo's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted everything to be, so if my book was on a shelf and you was walking by, you will at least want to say, man, what is this book?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's provocative. It's good.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, as a former, as an athlete, former athlete, professional athlete, are there games that you replay in your head for better or for worse, whether it's the title game you played in or some other games with the Bears? I'm not trying to point out any of them, but do you ever replay them in your head and wish you had done things differently, or do you enjoy it?
I got one play. I promise, it hurt my soul. Like still to today, I cannot let this play go.
All right.
Seattle game. I dropped the game-winning interception to win the game. Right.
Are you talking about the playoff game that you ended up winning anyways? No.
This was the 10-6 year, the 10-6 season. I go up. It's fourth quarter. A few minutes left. I want to say 2 minutes or something left in the game. They gotta score to tie the game up. If they don't score, we win.
Yeah.
I go up. They run spread. I see they got a receiver out on Lance Briggs, and he's covering the receiver. So I know I should be leaning more towards him because, a linebacker on the receiver, it's not a good match.
No.
So we in cover 2, and no, I forgot what coverage we in. I forgot.
That's okay. You remember a lot of the details, but you had a chance to intercept that ball.
Oh my God. Like one of the most easiest catches I should be able to catch. I know I got this. I know I see the ball in the air. I go up for it. Boom. Drop it. I laid on the ground and I just like, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up for a second. I'm just like, oh my God, I could have won the game, right?
That's not your fault because the defensive person in the middle should have been on the if they had blitzed and then didn't go
for sure
quarterback, then it wouldn't have even come to that. So that's not even your fault. It was the person who was on the quarterback.
Exactly.
And it makes you a stronger person. Failure makes you stronger.
Right. That's for sure. But guess what? They go down and they score. Tie the game up. We go into overtime and we lose.
I feel like I just made you live through a memory that I shouldn't have made you live through. I'm sorry.
No. Because you know, when me read my story and me having to, it's there. So that's one play I wish I can go back and just like major focus on the ball, focus on this, go get it. You know what I'm saying? It hurt. That one play hurt.
It's sometimes good to know that when it breaks a fan's heart, it breaks the players' hearts too. We're all in this together as a team and fans cheering you on.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You are so inspiring. You have this amazing voice. You got to do the audio track to your book because I think that's going to make it hit home even more. So we'll
that's already in works.
Oh, good.
That is already in works. Honestly, like being with everything that happened to me, I'm so motivated now. This the most motivated I've ever been in my whole entire life. Even with football, because now I'm more hands-on. Now I want to learn everything. Now I want to do everything, And with me, I didn't just write this book and, we're going to let this blow over. No, I started my own publishing company. So if y'all need,
oh my gosh,
help pushing your books and whatever, I have my own publishing company.
It's such a good example too for young men as well that, doesn't have to just be sports. There's a lot of chapters in our life, like chapters in your book. We want to make sure we get the graphic up about your book so people can check it out. Make sure you get a copy of it. Major Right. There's all your social media handles, and it's Major Pain is the name of the book. Confessions from, I can't read it.
Confessions of a
Smash Mouth Safety.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got lost
at the beginning.
She got lost in the headshot.
Yeah, look at that picture too.
Thanks, Major.
Thank y'all, man. I really appreciate it. If y'all ever need me, I'm here.
Hey,
don't be afraid.
Don't tell us that because we'll be calling.
Right.
Thanks, Major.
Hey, I will be in Chicago too. I'm gonna be doing a book signing up there. I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna try to get connected in Chicago. Cool. Make everything happen.
Awesome.
We'll be back in studio then.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank y'all. Yeah. I come into the studio.
Yes.
Really, have some fun.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. And y'all.
Oh,
he's awesome.
I know. I guess
for a long time.
The most I gather out of that is just the humility that it takes to start your life over and to move forward.
That's right. To admit mistakes that you made. Right. We all make mistakes. We all have struggles. And it's especially when it's an athlete, like John says, we put them up on a pedestal to see that life isn't perfect just because you're an athlete. It's very helpful for people.
Yeah. I have a similar story that I'll say for another time. I lost the 9th grade basketball game.
Yeah, real similar. Same
but it was still just as heart-wrenching. I'll save it for another time. Okay, let's bring in our next guest. Thousands of people are expected to hit the Lakeview neighborhood this weekend to join drag queens, kings, and everything in between. And it's all for a peaceful protest in support of Black Lives Matter. Joe Mama is organizing the march, and he joins us this morning. Everybody say, hey, Joe Mama.
Hey, Joe Mama.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
How are you?
Better now that you're here.
Thank you. Y'all look great.
You too. I love the hair.
I know. I was going to do mine the same way. I'm so glad I went with this morning.
Is it too much?
No.
Oh, okay. I woke up like this. So.
Do you find glitter all over the place after a night on the town? I mean, come on. We must be finding that everywhere.
Yes, I am a victim of the glitter epidemic that plagues the queer community. We cannot get rid of it. but it's okay because it helps us sparkle and shine bright.
Yes. Okay, what's going on Sunday?
Oh, this Sunday, wait till you see. You got to come. It's going to be great. This whole big march parade, not a parade, it's a whole march protest. And the whole thing is trying to be peaceful about it. There's so much going on, and so many people need a place that's peaceful and safe to share their voice and participate in the movement. And that's what we're doing here, is we're organizing and working to provide that safe environment where if you want to protest and you want to be a part of it, because protest can be so scary. And I know for myself, the first one I went to was kind of terrifying. And you're like, there's cops everywhere. There's a huge fear and panic of the cops and the environment, and just kind of an uncertainty when we're out and about in the city. And with COVID, another fear going on. And we're trying to make sure that there's a place that you can safely gather during this Pride Month to come and march and stand in solidarity, and also let yourself be seen and let your voice be heard by showing up and being present. And we are encouraging people to wear their mask. It is possible to still safely socially distance yourself during these marches. And yeah, it's going to be great. I'm predicting a beautiful moment. We have some wonderful speakers lined up. Chicago's very own Lucy Stool. We have Shea Coulee, who's currently on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. The Vixen, Dita Ritz, both from also from Drag Race. They should be on All-Stars. Okay, they deserve the crown. That robbed. But it's going to be a great celebration of unity and a show of solidarity for the Black Lives Matter movement. I really hope that you'll all join us.
It's so important that the LGBTQ community, the drag queen community, they all join together, having, facing similar struggles of injustice, social injustice.
Oh, so very true. So very true. As queer individuals, we've often been the victims of persecution, and police brutality has been specifically targeted at us in a lot of ways, and really led to our own journey towards claiming gay rights. When we all went down and Marsha threw the brick at Stonewall, and we really had to stand up for ourselves. And I hope that this signals, our actions signal to not just the queer community, but to everyone in the world to stand up for your rights, and that the Black Lives Matter movement is also about human rights. It's for everyone and not just the queer community.
Mm-hmm. I live just down the street. I live in the Central Lakeview, and I love walking through Boys Town all the time. And I got to say that I have been inspired by some of the amazing artwork that has gone up on some of the buildings that were boarded up. And a lot of the Black Lives Matter things have also been adding the idea of Black Trans Lives Matter. I think that we need to extrapolate from from the movement to talk about individuals in our communities who are particularly at risk during these times. And I love that the LGBT community has really taken on this cause in solidarity, while also pointing out that Black Trans Lives Matter too.
Yes, say it with me. Mm-hmm. Black Trans Lives Matter.
They do.
They do. And it's important that we say that. And specifically, they're targeted, and it's like under attack right now. We really need to stand in unity and also bring attention to it. We have victims such as Tony McDade, a Black trans person from Florida their life is gone.
A lot of folks in that community specifically talk to me about not being accepted by the Black community fully, and not being accepted by the gay community fully because of the color of their skin. And so to be able to shine some light on that and show that is something that's so important. And then also to remind both of those communities that regardless of whether or not you agree with the lifestyle, this is still a human being that deserves love and respect.
So true. And as Americans, we also have to show that, you can do whatever you want to do, live however you want to live, but it's just so important to not infringe upon the rights of others, So I'm gonna do my thing, you do yours, and we can do that peacefully. It's a part of the fabric of America.
I love it when I've seen a couple of these marches in Boys Town and Lakeview, because it's a protest, but it also feels more like a celebration too at the same time. And it's such a colorful, fun way for people to get involved and just celebrate all the lives that we have, right? They're all different.
Oh, so true. So true. And it's always, when it comes to something that's so serious as this and severely serious, there's a fear to smile, to be happy, to still be living your life and enjoying the moment. And I think that we can do both. We can be serious about this and bring attention to it, and also look around, and maybe for the first time, you're seeing another person outside of your own apartment. And it's okay to take joy in that and in the moment and still take something seriously, because this is a march. This is a protest. This is not a parade and not a party.
Right.
But there's still that part of being a human and alive and, you know, enjoying your own life.
Yeah.
What do you hope that people take away from the day? Obviously, we love solidarity and protesting is important. Are there specific legislation, things that you guys are really trying to tackle specifically with this parade that you want people to fight for once the parade, or I keep on saying parade, excuse me, the protest is over?
Yes. Specifically, we have a list of demands in traditional protest form, but we really want justice for specific victims of police brutality. People like Tony McDade, Breonna Taylor, say their names, George Floyd. And by justice, we mean not only the arrest, but we want the indictment of these individuals. And we want to send a message. And we want that to become the norm. And we want immediate acknowledgement that Black Lives Matter from all levels of government. And as far as legislation specifically, we would really, really kind of like, and we are demanding it, that violence against trans individuals be treated and classified as a hate crime. And I think that that is another thing to get us on the road to help dismantle white supremacy and to help with this remodeling of how we see the police, how we fund the police, and how we can also provide for civilian oversight for the police with CPAC.
I think that 100% matters. The laws that we have, they matter because they help set the standard for how we're supposed to live life and what our society accepts and doesn't accept. Right now, the Congressional Black Congress is trying to get through an anti-lynching bill. It's not a federal crime for lynching. And yes, murder is a crime, but we need to specifically call this out and say this is not okay. Similar in the same vein as you just mentioned with the killing, what did you say? The killing of trans, the hate crime legislation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, and it's specifically lynching, even like, why is that even, how is that not done?
Right. Yeah.
That should have been done before I was born, before I popped out the womb, honey. Like, why is that? Emmett Till was a long time ago.
You and me both.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm from Atlanta.
It is shocking. It's shocking that in 2020, we have to fight. Like it would seem like you would think that most of our, or all of our lawmakers would be like, oh yeah, maybe we should say that that's not okay. But that's not the case.
Right. I think people are waking up, and that's when we say being woke. And part of that is to question, to investigate, to take action, to these conversations we're having right now to promote lasting, impactful change. And these things that we have messed up on in the past, we got to clean that up now with the quickness. With the quickness, right?
Yes.
I hope that people, you know, because we don't have a pride parade this year, obviously, with what's happening, that people focus instead on this very impactful protest that is happening. Obviously, people want to, you know, remain, you know, aware of what's happening with the pandemic and to wear the face masks and to keep social distance when possible. Do you encourage people? I mean, some people show up in drag if you want, but anyone and everyone welcome at this thing?
Oh yeah, as I'm saying, this movement is for everyone. It's about human rights, so it's definitely inclusive of all allies. Doesn't matter who you are, what walk of life, you are welcome to this protest to stand with us. I'm not begging. I'm not begging. You should be doing it anyway. But come on down. We're here. We're welcome. We're just a bunch of queer people. We're a bunch of drag queens. We're very welcoming. We love to see you, and we love to see it. You know.
That's wonderful. Let's make sure we get all the information up about the protest for this weekend to make sure people know where to come and where to get the information. It starts at Belmont in Halsted. Again, it's Sunday, June 14th at 5 p.m. Looks like it's going to be a great weekend for the protest as well. That's a cool picture too. I like the graphic.
Yeah. And we have the link directly in our Facebook comments too, if someone is looking for more direct information about it. Thank you so much for hopping on by here, Joe Mama. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to see y'all.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Fabulous.
Back again.
Yeah.
And I hope to see y'all there. Please march with us. If you can. I understand if you can't.
No,
but nice to see you.
Solidarity is important for sure. All right, thanks, Joe Mama. Let's also talk, let's give, I think we have Joe Mama's information to get up on the screen as well. If not, let's at least talk about Share Your Pride in honor of the Stonewall Uprising Each June, Americans celebrate LGBTQ Pride Month, and in recognition of Pride Month, CW26 and Aiken Law Office celebrating Agents of Change. We want to hear and share your stories. Use the hashtag #ShareYourPrideChicago and tag us at CW26Chicago, or send us your Pride stories and pictures to jamreelshy@WCIU.com, and we will be highlighting your Pride Chicago all month long. And of course, we want to thank the folks at Aiken Law for gathering with us and participating in this with us.
Awesome.
Totally. John, you got our next guest.
I do. Sorry, we're already rolling on through. I was going to say that the weather is going to be great, but we'll talk more about that anyway. Yeah, the Sunday weather is going to be really great. We'll have the full forecast in just a little bit, but right now we are introducing actor, writer, and amazing illustrator Brady Smith. Recently released a children's book with his wife, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, called You're Missing It, and they're joining us right now. Good morning, Brady.
Good morning, everybody.
Who you got there with you?
This is
Tiffany Amber Thiessen Jr.
little Tiffany. This is Harper, our daughter, and her birthday is how many days away?
Like,
A few days away. Good morning. How are you guys?
How
Good
old
morning.
are
Thank
you going to be?
10.
10. Oh, that's a big one.
Double digit.
I have a new 10-year-old in my house last week.
Oh, congratulations.
What are you guys gonna do?
Well, considering how
Yeah, I
it's a
know.
little funky out there right now, we're gonna get a blow up unicorn water slide thing, put it in the yard,
Oh, that's
and enjoy it amongst ourselves.
That's
That
awesome.
sounds like so much fun.
Wait, say that again.
If I didn't know that you would be in
I
so much
just-
trouble.
We were trying to keep it a surprise, and my wife actually said,
Oh,
she said,
sorry.
I didn't know that you'd be in big trouble right now, which is true.
Well, what do you want for your birthday this year?
For quarantine to be over.
Oh,
That part.
Oh,
yes.
honey, that just made me sad.
Oh, no,
No,
don't
she's
get
thinking of all of
sad.
us.
Yeah, I think we all want it to be over. One of her gifts, and it was her idea, is to make me look less Howard Hughes and to shave my beard.
Oh, yeah.
She's
You
going
look
to shave my beard on her birthday.
Yeah. Well, you're not
Wow.
gonna get any support for that over here because we are all proud members of the Beard Gang.
Are you?
Yes,
Love beards.
love beards.
Yeah.
We live
It's
in the
getting a little
Midwest.
unruly. It's getting a little out of control.
We live in the Midwest. We need them to stay, where the men need them to stay warm. So
Very true. You know, we were just in Chicago probably a few weeks before everything went down. And
Oh, yeah?
I've only been to Chicago a handful of times. And I'm not just saying this because you guys are in Chicago. I love Chicago. Chicago might be my favorite city. I absolutely love it. It is so great.
oh, well, you have to come back in this when the weather's nice, like right now, because
Yeah.
the entire city like opens up. It's
Yeah.
everyone eats outside. There's so many cool festivals, and it's just a great place to be.
It's
when we're not in
magical.
quarantine.
Yeah.
Magical in the summertime. So you have a book that you've written with your wife. It's a children's book called You're Missing It.
Yes.
What are we missing?
Well, right now you're missing my daughter stir oatmeal real loudly. You're missing it. So very, very long story short, my wife and I had been wanting to do a children's book. My mom was a librarian, elementary school librarian, and since I'm able to draw, my parents had always wanted me to do a children's book, and I had always had a bunch of ideas, and I just didn't feel like I ever had that light bulb oomph moment. And I was pushing our son on the swing outside. He was probably 2.5 at the time. And I was doing the old look at the phone, one hand push.
I love that.
You know?
The dad
My
push.
wife literally opened up our kitchen window and literally screamed at me in the yard, "You're missing it." And I was like, huh, this is a really relevant, good message. So I went to my studio. I did some very loose sketches and came up with a story. I showed my wife to get her 2 cents, which is what I do pretty much with everything in my life in general. Get her 2 cents. And then, you know, the story, the children's book was born, and we're super proud of it. It came out in April of last year. We had a fun book tour, and it's basically just about people unplugging and being present, especially parents, because I think kids get a bad rap for being on their phones too much when really we can be just as guilty. So
it's so funny you say that too, because just this morning, I have 3-year-old twins, and one of them said to me, Mommy, can't you put your phone down? Because I was looking at stuff for work, and I was like, oh gosh, I felt so bad about it.
Yeah, and right now it's kind of tricky, right? Because our form of communication, especially during this time, is Harper, the only way she can socialize with her friends is with FaceTime and the iPad, and we try to really keep that regulated, and it's just an odd time right now. But yeah.
You mentioned quarantine. The random act of drawnness is so impressive.
Thank
the
you.
Stuff you've been doing on Instagram. I mean, obviously it seems like you were born with a pen and pencil in your hand or a marker or something.
My dad put me on his desk. He was a landscape architect when I was old enough to grasp a pen and had me drawing. I actually, if Harper and Smith will move, look at what I got for you guys.
Uh-oh.
If you guys want to come up with one, I'll do it live, baby. Drawing.
Okay.
If you guys want.
Yes, of course we do. What do you need from us? What do you need?
Come up with something random. I'll draw it. Not to put you on the spot, but
platypus.
Yeah. A platypus is good. What do you want the platypus doing? Making a grilled cheese sandwich?
Celebrating Harper's birthday.
A platypus celebrating Harper's birthday. How sweet is that?
Making her cake.
A platypus making Harper's cake. Do you like
She's
that?
like, what's a platypus? John, why'd you pick that animal?
Well, because it's such platypus. It's about as random of an animal as you got.
Seems like a pretty random animal. I agree. The whole random acts of drawnness, the way that came about is one of Harper's mom's friends' mothers said, while everybody's in quarantine, it'd be fun to do some drawing tutorials for some kids. And I thought that was, yes, that would be fun, but I know our daughter, and the last thing she wants is to learn more right now with all the online schooling and all that stuff. So I kind of digested it, and I was like, what would be fun is if we added some high stakes and maybe we did like a time challenge, and then people could be interactive and send in ideas. And I shot one episode, and then again went to my wife and I was like, oh wait, look at that. Oh
yeah.
Look at that.
The whole family.
Technology. How fun is that?
You can put a background on.
Sometimes
I showed my wife and I was like, what do you think of this idea? I think it could be fun. And she's like, it's very sweet. Do you want a daily commitment like that? And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I. But then I put the first one up, and it was the craziest thing. People from Nigeria, Sweden, Australia, India, China, have been sending in these drawing challenges. And it really has been just a wonderful kind of happy thing, where it's just a couple minutes of joy and escapism for everybody that's indoors.
I love the time element of it too. Not only does it make it more consumable on social media, but it really shows off your talent. The funny thing is later on in the show, we're actually playing around a Pictionary, so you're going to put us to shame. Maybe we can pick up a lesson or two here.
All right. Well, say when you guys want me to do it, and we'll get the party started, as they say.
Let's
do you want me
it.
to time it, or is your daughter going to time it here?
Oh yeah. Hey, Harp, you want to time it, or do you want to time it?
Whichever you guys prefer. I got a stopwatch. Oh, you do it.
Yeah, let Harper do it, John.
This is what she does. She's
good at this.
Timer.
John will fight a little
Do the
kid.
sign. Random acts drawn.
All right.
That sign has seen better days. Okay, Harper.
So platypus celebrating a birthday, baking a cake.
Right after leaving the Black Lives Matter protest.
Harper, show the timer when you started. You just did. Well, tell me when we're ready.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so we have a platypus here. A platypus is kind of like a mammal, but it has a duck bill and it has weird claws. And this platypus has a cake. And it's got, I don't know if I have time to draw 10 candles, but there's a cake right there. And then here's the platypus's legs. And it has a weird tail. And we give it put a heart up here. And it's in the water.
20.
And another heart, and we love hard horse. Stop.
Yeah.
You've
Hello.
done a lot more.
I could have done a lot more.
It's,
At the
it's
time,
our
what do we
fault.
got?
It's our fault. We gave a bad recommendation.
No, that was good. 24.58.
54.58.
That's really impressive.
That's impressive.
There's the platypus with the cake. I know they have a duck bill, but I forgot what the bottom half of the
It looks good to me.
looked
I
like.
could
It's
see
like
web-
webbed feet, sort of.
Yeah, webbed feet. I was trying. I think we got a little web.
That's pretty
good.
That is really
Pretty good.
quite good.
Haven't drawn a platypus before, so that was my first venture as well.
You know,
No,
I would hate to play Pictionary with someone like you.
Yeah.
And I have a relationship. My mother's an artist, and it is the worst playing with her because she can draw like you can, these incredible things, and it's like, come on, be like the rest of us.
We had a group of people over right before this all went down, and we had a game night, and we played some Pictionary. It was a lot of fun. Isn't it? It's so crazy to think of, like, having people over to the house and
Yes.
being on an airplane, and how foreign all that seems now.
It's even foreign watching it on TV. When you see things happening, I kind of cringe up.
I don't know what I was watching, but there was a group of people in the elevator having a conversation. I was like, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, they shouldn't be so close.
Right. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I was telling these guys, I went to a restaurant yesterday for the first time because it has
Wow.
outdoor seating and we're allowed to sit outdoors. And, the staff was all wearing masks, but we were eating. So obviously we weren't. So it was weird, but it was also wonderful at the same
I
time.
bet. I can't wait to, I was talking to a friend of mine just, I think yesterday, and he lives in Santa Monica, and he went to, he just went to a bar for the first time. And he's like, man, I just sat down and had a drink, and it was amazing. And that in itself seems foreign to me. I haven't done that in, my goodness, I don't know how many days.
Where are you guys going to go when we first get out of quarantine? Are you going to take Tiffany on a date night?
I'm sure we will. When is that? When is the end of quarantine? I feel like it's starting to
That's the crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, but you better have reservations ready.
roll. Yeah.
And
No,
our states are all doing it so differently too. Like, I don't know how California is doing it. In California, it seems like it's split even northern and southern.
yes. You know what? We have this, Tiff's granddad back in the 50s built an A-frame cabin in the Sequoia National Forest.
We have like a second.
Well,
Kind of.
not necessarily, but
No, that sounds
But-
wonderful to me.
so we
As long as we
went
get
up
an
there-
invite.
we went up there a couple weeks ago, and it was our first time to venture out, and it was wonderful. We didn't have there's no Wi-Fi. We were
Yeah.
unplugged. Harper fished. Holt ran around, and it was just amazing. So that's been our only outing so far, but it was great. That's a
So-
good question. Hey, look at that. More technology. Picture us right there. Wow, look at my face.
I would
haven't
say
seen
you
my
almost like a
face.
different person without the
Oh,
glasses,
definitely.
no beard.
I love the glasses. You look distinguished.
Thank you. Yeah, just in the last 2 years, Harper, we're not going to do the whole background weird green
No.
screen thing. Okay. She loves on Zoom to put the photo behind and
The virtual background, yeah.
the virtual background. I am so not a technological kind of dude. You're missing it. That whole book was done 32 paintings, individual paintings. There was
Wow.
no computer anything. So
That's so cool.
Are you going to start another one? Do you think you'll make a series out of it?
I'm not, but I just finished my second children's book, and working on a couple more. So
Wow.
yeah,
It's nice.
I don't know if I can talk about it. That's the weird thing. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
No,
But-
it's all good. Don't mess up any contracts now. Not
Yeah.
not
Not now.
I don't want that.
us. It's not our fault.
The funny thing is, I've been able to continue to work, and my wife, she was, I think, 3 days away from starting production, and everything.
Yeah.
No. Were you about to join her acting on something with some things?
Well, I did. I don't know how many episodes of her show, Alexa and Katie, on Netflix, which comes out
2 days before my birthday.
2 days before her birthday on June 13th. It comes out on Saturday. It starts streaming. So yeah, that's we're excited about that. It's a super sweet show, and it's got a fantastic message, and it's doing something positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well-
and it's like the perfect time. We all need the positivity, and we all need more content because we're all running out of things to watch.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
We'll tell you what, Rip, autograph that thing for us. We'll have our producer send you the mailing address. You got to cover the expenses of shipping, though. Sorry, but we'll frame that and put it up
My
in studio
pleasure.
when we get back in there.
Fantastic. Hey,
Thank
this was fun, guys. Thank you
Yeah, it's
for.
really fun, Brady. Thank you so much. We
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Let's
And we're
get the,
glad Harper could join us.
Yeah, that was fun. Let's get the
That
information
was
up
a
on the screen.
spontaneous thing. She just kind of wheeled over here with her shoes on, and she's got those wheelie shoes.
We have
There's
them here
information
too.
for,
Just
Oh, what a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Y'all have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Safe.
great too.
Be well.
Thanks for the chat.
Thank you. Bye.
We got a live performance there. That was awesome.
That was so fun. He's so good.
He's really
So good.
Impressive in 25 seconds.
Right.
Weather today, boy, it's going to be a hot, steamy, humid day out there. And then we're going to get some wind and maybe some storms. Just kind of a roller coaster of a day. Temperatures are already up to 84 degrees. That was about an hour ago. Dew point's already up to 63. So that means the heat index, so we're going to be talking about, will be well over 90 today. What we're also going to have is pop-up showers and storms starting this afternoon, continuing through the evening and through tomorrow. All of this part of the counterclockwise whip of that low-pressure system that once was Tropical Storm Cristobal making its way up the Mississippi. So 91 will be the heat, the humidity, and the wind out of the south by 50 to 50 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour later on this evening. And then things calm down starting tomorrow. We still have the rain. We still have some of the wind tomorrow. But by Thursday, the heat and humidity is gone. We're left with more comfortable temperatures. And it cools down as we get a high pressure system in the area from Saturday, Sunday, really into next week before things warm up again. Roller coaster.
Woohoo! Love the roller coaster. Well, Chicago public school kids are graduating this weekend now, albeit it is going to be via Zoom. But it's also going to be broadcast and hosted by Oprah Winfrey. We're going to be having it here. Graduate Together, Celebrate Together is our special following the CPS graduation. You can see it Sunday, June 14th at 12:30 on the U and at 4:30 on CW 26. An awesome half hour we spend highlighting some really, really incredible graduates, including a 14-year-old girl who has getting her master's degree, and some of the teachers who help bring them along the way. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be talking to little mini grads, and we're going to be talking to big grads as well. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, they didn't get the normal pomp and circumstance, so we got to create it for them.
Right, we got to have some fun.
Okay, you got our next guest, Amy.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was just getting my next stuff in. We're continuing to highlight some of those outstanding graduates as we've been talking for the last couple of weeks. Today, we are joined by Kayla Baldwin, formerly or about to be formerly of Brooks College Prep. Kayla, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you can hear us, but you're on mute right now. There's a little button on the lower left-hand side that should have the microphone on it. Can we hear you now?
Yep. Sorry, I thought I had that turned off.
That was the quickest fix we've ever seen. That was well done. Just goes to show how on top of things you are. Tell us about your senior year. It was a little bit different than I bet you anticipated.
It was definitely different than I anticipated. It's been an exciting year in the beginning, and towards the end, there were some opportunities to look forward to, but it's definitely been different than a traditional senior year.
Now, you are going to U of I, Champaign-Urbana, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. What do you want to do what's your major?
I'll be majoring in urban planning.
Nice. You are so cute. Look at these dimples.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You must be so proud. So urban planning, so you can do what?
I'm really interested in helping out communities that have been historically disinvested in. So hopefully I can just help other communies.
And where does that come from? What in your past and your experiences growing up has shaped what you want to do in the future?
I like social services, but I'm also really interested in like architecture and land design. So urban planning is a good mixture of the two.
Yeah, because it sounds like you can go government, public office, or you can go private sector as well.
Yes.
Options.
That's so crazy. You did a lot of stuff in school too. Talk a little bit about some of you were in student council, some of the other things that you were doing while you were in high school.
Yes, I'm a part of Principal Student Advisory Council. I'm the president of that club, and I'm a National Honor Society member and the captain of my basketball team.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well-rounded.
Were you done with the season yet? Or was it, no, you guys just missed out on the end of it, right?
Kind of at the end, it got cut short, but for the most part, my season had ended.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah. What do you plan on doing with your summer?
This summer, I will be interning at a construction firm, Walsh Construction.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're a big name. I've seen them around the
cool.
city for sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna be wearing the hat and everything? Like, how does that work when you intern for a construction company? What do you do?
So cute in a hat.
Yes, I'll be on site. I'll be working at the school of St. Barnabas, and we'll be working on an addition for that school.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds
that is
right in
some-
line with what you want to do.
Yeah, and like to be able to learn that stuff, like I wish I kind of learned that stuff when I was younger because I mean, it's so many different directions you can take. You can home improvement, like urban planning, real estate. I mean, all these different avenues that this can take you.
Yes, I'm really excited.
So what have you and your friends been doing? Y'all talking over Zoom, on your phones? What are you doing to keep in touch during this time?
I talk all the time to my friends on FaceTime. I have not seen them like since everything has been going on. So it's been kind of hard.
Were you expecting to go to prom? Like, what? I mean, that's the real stuff that stinks about. It's not the school work that you miss out on. It's all those experiences.
Yes. My prom was supposed to be Friday actually, and I was supposed to graduate yesterday. My graduation got pushed back to Thursday. So we'll be having a drive-through graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's not a fun drive-through. What are they going to be doing? Like, we talked to someone from Taft yesterday who was doing something similar. So you have like set times and you drive up. How does that go?
Yes. Yeah, we have to have a set time, like a time slot, so there's not too many people on the campus at one time. And the graduates will be able to step out of the car and receive our diplomas in a social distance way.
Yeah. Did you already have a prom dress and stuff?
No, thankfully, I didn't have my prom dress made, and I was able to get my deposit back for my dress.
Oh, good. That's good news.
Yes.
Well, when you go down to U of I, do you want to rush in a sorority or something like that? Because they have big fancy dances too. So at least maybe you'll get to do one.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still need to get your ball gown and get cute.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. Thankfully, I had the opportunity to go on prom last year. So I've had the experience, but it's not necessarily the same because that was not my prom.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I went to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and I loved it. In fact, I stayed for 8 years. That's how much I loved it. Hopefully you'll just do the standard 4. But what are you looking forward to most? Is it not only the schoolwork, but I imagine just the change in lifestyle?
Yes, I'm really excited to be going to a Big Ten school. I'm all about school spirit, and I'm looking forward to just a change of environment and really getting into my career path.
Why aren't your drapes orange and blue yet? Like, what are you doing with that pink
Yeah.
stuff? You gotta convert it over now.
I know. I even got a U of I face mask.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's fun.
I love that campus. It's such a beautiful campus. Have you been down there yet to see it?
Yes.
What dorm are you staying in?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not even sure if we're gonna be on campus.
Yeah. Not right away, maybe, but eventually, right?
Yes.
Are you going to roommate with one of your friends or are you going to get assigned one?
Yes, I have a roommate with one of my friends.
Oh, good.
That's good and bad. You never know.
John, no.
I hope it's a good friend.
Let's keep it positive.
I'm just kidding. I lived with my best friend for like all 4 years. It worked out great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go well. I think our advice on roommates would be like set up a plan and boundaries and open communication. Communication.
Have you found any like good restaurants down there you want to go to?
No, but I should because I really like to eat.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm writing down a list right now. I will move this on over to you. Do not worry. I've got you covered.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Remember just the first few days on campus and your parents had
Yes.
left. And this is the perfect distance because they can get to you easy. What is it, 2-3 hours away? Not that
Yes.
2.5. Yeah.
good
Are your
distance.
folks ready for it? Is the family ready for you to get on out or what?
I think they're ready.
I don't think
I'm
so.
ready to though.
Yeah. You say that until you're left crying when they leave.
Did you guys go shopping for like your dorm room stuff yet? Because that was always fun, like getting new bedding, stuff that had to go down.
We haven't got to go shopping yet, but I definitely can't wait for that part.
So
Mhm.
fun.
Well,
We
we
actually
wish
have a story we were going to talk about. Well, we might as well ask you since you're still technically in high school for a couple more days. Did you read every book that you were assigned in high school, or did you ever skip over any of them?
Look at that.
This is confession. This is senior confession.
No, I have not read every book.
But she got close.
And she obviously did well enough because she got into U of I. Did you read the cliff notes on any of them, or did you just not get to all of them?
Spark Notes.
Yeah.
That's my
I have to
best
say,
friend.
this was an honesty test, and you passed it, right?
Yes.
There you go. See, that's the character that we want representing our city down at University of Illinois.
He's like, yeah, no comment, plead the fifth, no more questions.
Yeah. Well, good luck next year. Keep us posted on everything, Kayla. Congratulations, okay?
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks for being here.
congratulations.
Appreciate it.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Best of luck.
That is so amazing. It's so many awesome young people coming out of the city of Chicago and just so much talent.
Yeah. But do you remember those first few days of college? Like they were exciting at the same time they were
Yes.
scary.
They were scary, but I just remember it was so many just parties and so much to do. And the fact that we were all there as freshmen together and like everybody was strangers, but we all knew what we were here for. Like we were all here together. I don't know. It was exciting.
It's like a
Yeah.
weird social experiment. Put a bunch of 18-year-olds next to each other in a dorm room. It's like so strange looking back in the time. What's really interesting is that the Bears took a year off of Soldier Field when they were renovating the stadium, and they played down at the University of Illinois Champaign. It's pretty much why I decided to go there. And we actually had my very first night of college, I went to a Bears game at my college football stadium. It was such a weird start to college. I had like season tickets because they were really cheap. It was just such a strange time, but yeah, I wish I could live it again.
Yeah,
funny that we bring up like college, and I'm thinking back, and I'm like, granted, I've been out of college a little longer than you guys have, but I'm like, I barely remember a single class, but I remember everything else.
I wonder what that means, Amy.
It keeps that reputation going very strong right now.
Yeah.
I graduated in 4 years. I went to all my classes. I did great. It's fine. But
I was 17 when I went to college, actually.
Me
I didn't
too.
turn 18 until that December birthday. But did you guys have that experience, that freshman experience? I think most people did, where you went a little too far out there and you had to reset your life. And usually there's structure and boundaries or a parent in place to help you do that or something. But it was so different in adult of you to do it yourself. And it's like, if I don't scale this back in, whatever you were doing,
I was like, I don't think I
make
rescaled.
it.
I don't think I rescaled anything, Felicia. I think I just kind of plowed through the first couple of years until I figured it out.
You know what's weird is I had like the opposite. I was an old soul when I was like 16, 17, 18. So I was very well behaved my freshman year. And then as I got older, the younger I felt and I ramped up instead of reeled back.
Yeah, I would
That's probably why I was there for 8 years. So
I went full speed ahead when I got there and didn't slow down until like, I don't know, senior year.
Yeah, I feel like that all says a lot about us because I went strong out the gate and then I had to bring it on down.
Yeah.
hey, tell us about Job Hunt Chicago, Felicia.
Yes, a new show airing on the weekends, you guys. Job Hunt Chicago, you can catch it. It is basically a job fair. So we've gotten all the awesome job opportunities, corporations, people looking to hire you right now to join and expand their team to strengthen what they're doing. They need some good, hardworking folks. So if you are in the search for a job, please tune in to Job Hunt Chicago Saturdays at 10:30 in the morning on the U, as well as in the afternoon on CW26 on Sundays at 4:30. Also, jobhuntchicago.com, you can see some of the past opportunities, some of the recent opportunities that we've covered, as well as some of the upcoming opportunities. And if you are an employer, please go to jobhuntchicago.com, or if you know if someone is doing some hiring, let us know so we can get that information out there. There's so many hardworking people that are out of a job for whatever reason right now. now. We want to do our job, do our best to fix that right now.
Awesome. I think
Okay.
we got our next guest too.
Look at me. Who is it? Me? It's me.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it moving, you guys. Our next guest is a former model, TV host, and Southside native, and now author to the first ever book dedicated solely to celebrating Black models. Let's welcome Marcellus Reynolds. She's joining us this morning. Marcellus, hello and good morning.
Do you see me?
I see you in your robe, like we're at a spa, are we?
So the whole drama this morning was I haven't gotten dressed in like months. So Leslie and I'm like, wait, I have to put on clothes. She's like, yeah.
Yeah. You're still not dressed. What happened?
I haven't shaved my head or my face in like weeks. I haven't put on clothes in weeks. So you get what you get.
Hey, you look fabulous anyway.
Was kind of iconic to me because like from Big Brother on, everybody knows me from the white bathrobe, and I'll like show up places and people will be like, you're not wearing your bathrobe, and I'm like, I'm out in public.
Right.
I want a bathrobe with my initials on. That's when you know you made it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your book.
All right, so here it is, Supreme Models, Iconic Black Women Who Revolutionized Fashion. It's the first ever art book devoted exclusively to Black top models, or top Black models, I think is the way to say it. It's really my love letter to women of color, to the fashion industry. And so people sometimes say, oh, you wrote a Black book. To me, the subject is Black women. So of course, Black skin is politicized. To some, it's a Black book, but it's really a celebration of people of all races, sexualities, who come together to create fashion, you know, because it's not just Black women that are creating fashion, it's white people, Black people, Latin people, it's everybody comes together to create this dream. It's like little fashion shoots are almost like little families that are multicultural, you know, and they're all beautiful and they're focused on one goal to create something that's wonderful and lovely. So yes, the book is a celebration of Black women and their hair texture and their sizes, because there's plus girls in the book of all ages, but it's also just a celebration of what's beautiful about humanity.
Well, I love it too, because it's a little bit of history, right? I mean, because it's kind of the evolution of Black women in the industry, but you're also including some of the new girls, that are up and coming.
Well, I wanted to be like, and I didn't set out to do that. I didn't set out for it to be like this sort of history lesson, you know what I mean? But you can't tell the successes without sort of telling how it began and the trials and the tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
So it does become like the history of Black models from 1945 with the start of Ebony magazine, because that's really what started the need for Black models in the US. And then it comes to right now. So there's models like Adetta Ketch, who's like probably the top model in the world right now. There's a bunch of the new girls like Jordan Dunn, Chanel Iman. There's a bunch of like the even newer ones like Amilna. And what's really great about them, and a plus model named Precious Lee, who's just killing it. She's changing the definition of what it's supposed to be like a plus model, which isn't supposed to be necessarily a fashion model, but she's booking editorials and she's killing it on the runway. And it's a celebration of like how far we've come from the start to where we are now, and even looking to what's next.
Yeah. I think you need that context though, to be able to appreciate where we are and to make sure that the progress continues. I mean, when Grace Jones and Beverly Johnson, Iman, when they're hitting the scene, like we needed that representation and how much it meant to the community. It was just such a huge deal.
I mean, you look at it like a bunch of the models from the Battle of Versailles are in the book, and that was so pivotal to Black fashion in 1971. And then you look at like Beverly Johnson, who was the first Black model on the cover of American Vogue, not the first Black model on the cover of Vogue. The first Black model on the cover of Vogue was an American Black woman from Detroit named Donielle Luna. And she was on the cover of British Vogue in 1966. And she's sort of lost to history. You know, when you talk about Vogue, you only talk about Beverly Johnson, but she was the first on the international covers. She wasn't even the second. She was the third. So, you know, I don't want anybody, especially any Black model, to be lost to history. And this is sort of my contribution to that. It's like, look, Naomi Sims was on the cover of Life magazine in 1969, but before that, she was on the cover of Ladies' Home Journal. And that's a big moment in Black history, because at that time, Ladies' Home Journal had 14 million subscribers to the magazine. So a Black woman with dark skin and natural hair ends up in the homes of 14 million Americans. That has the power to change minds, to change the perception of what people maybe in the South thought of Black people, of Black women specifically. Maybe they weren't considered beautiful back then. And so you talk about those triumphs then, and they set us up for now. I always say, if there wasn't a Naomi Sims, there wouldn't be a Naomi Campbell. You know, if there wasn't a Naomi Campbell, there wouldn't be an Adet Akech who's killing it right now. There wouldn't be an Iman Haman who's killing it right now. You know, the new Iman. So it's all like a common thread that moves through history and pushes us closer to true diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
So it's also, fashion is important. I was a little Black boy on the South Side of Chicago. I was starved for images of beautiful Black women. And I remember, and beautiful Black men and successful and Black people. Not that my neighbors weren't successful, but I remember being a little kid and reading Ebony and reading Jet and seeing Black debutantes in their white dresses for the first time.
It's the imagery that matters. It's the image. It's for a little Black skinned girl, for a little darker complexion girl to see herself in a Beverly Johnson or Naomi Campbell. It matters to see a brown skinned woman.
There's a picture of Sammy Davis Jr. from the 70s. Now you know how old I am. There's a picture of Sammy Davis Jr. standing in front of his house in California, and he's wearing a blazer, and I think he's got on like a big pair of sunglasses. I remember seeing that photo, and I remember being like, wow, like he just looked powerful and important. And I remember, and to this day, I love a blazer. And I remember thinking, one day I'm gonna have a house like that. I'm gonna stand in front of my car, and I'm gonna like have that moment. Images that represent you sort of give you a space to dream. That's why they're so important to people of all races. It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? If you see an astronaut, you kind of believe, okay, I could be an astronaut. You see a firefighter, you go, I want to be a firefighter. For me, it was like, I want to be a female model, but you know, that didn't happen.
The book obviously was written and worked on long, or put together long before what's happening now, but I think a lot of people's attentions now are on celebrating Black history and as part of American history. And that's what I love about the idea of reading this book now, or going through this book now, is it's celebrating that in a time when a lot of people are looking for that sort of content.
The book went to #1 the other day on Amazon, and it's been #1 a couple of times. So that wasn't like what I was celebrating, but it's like the book has been out since October 1st.
Right.
And they sort of, and a book has like a really long life when it first comes out. Like, I'll be talking about this book for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And it's gotten a lot of press, but when it went to #1 right now with all the protests and everything that's going on, I had this moment where I just broke down and cried, because people are like looking for, it's not just Black people that are buying the book, it's people of every race. People are looking for understanding.
Yes.
They want to understand. We're all trying to figure it out right now. You know, we're trying to figure out, okay, what is white privilege? What does Black Lives Matter mean? How can I fix this? And the only way to fix that, the only way to bridge those gaps, is to learn something about the people you don't know something about. That's how you break down stereotypes. So when it went to #1 again, after like this sort of gap, I was just like profoundly moved, because I was like, wow, people are like buying the book now, not because it's Christmas time and it's a beautiful book to give for a gift, but they're buying the book now because they want to understand something about the struggle of people of color. And that was just So I could cry right now. That was just so profound to me that like it's happening. Because even though we're in this moment, I feel like we're in this moment of change. And I feel like people really are listening to each other. You know?
Do you want to do another one? Like now that you're kind of seeing the desire for it, is there something else that, fashion designers or something else to highlight to give that knowledge to people?
Well, I cannot tell you. I'm actually working. I'm working on my second book right now. I'm actually writing my second book. And I'm actually toying with working on the third book. So I'm not going to tell you what the second book is, but I actually think that the third book, and this blows my mind. I was in Chicago shooting for Northwestern Mutual, and it was a commercial about them, But one of the scenes was like a Latino family getting their daughter ready for a quinceañera. So it's the big dress and the tiara and the whole family sort of celebrating. And so there's a moment where, as the stylist, I'm in the room with all the Latino women, and I'm telling them about the book before the book comes out, and they're like, "The next book should be one about Latino women." I was like, "Can I, a Black man, write a book about Latino women?" And the oldest woman there, the abuela, she like, as long as you tell it correctly, you can. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there's a book there. I feel like there's a Supreme Models Latin edition. I feel like there's a Supreme Models Asian edition. I feel like there's a place there where if you write it from the heart and you show the reverence and respect to the people, the subjects of the book, that it's there. So I really want to write one that's about Latino women. I really want to try my hand at a book that doesn't have a race on it at all. That is the history of fashion models. So I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm actually working on a documentary about the first book. So things are going, but you guys are gonna die when you hear what the second book is. Like,
I can't wait. I can't wait. Because as you were saying all of that, I was just thinking how I would love to see singers, from everybody, going way back. Hattie McDaniels going way back. You could start with just people singing gospels and Negro spirituals to all the way up to Beyonce and Rihanna today. I would love to see something like that.
Company approached me about doing a men's style book.
Oh, that's cool.
I was really like, so of course the first thing you do is you go on Amazon and you sort of look around to see what else is in the marketplace. And I was like, I want to do a book. See, I'm just giving away stuff.
It's okay. You're in a safe space.
I want to do a book about like male style icons of all races. You know what I mean? And talk about the power that clothing communicates. We all have that like wonderful suit if you're a guy that you put on and you're like, yes, I look like a boss. We all have that, like, as women always also have like all these, and women understand the power of dressing, I think, a little bit more than men. So women are like, okay, I've got a business meeting today, I'm gonna wear my power suit, or I wanna look sexy today, so I'm gonna wear this. You know what I mean? They understand the power of the nonverbal communication that fashion sort of imparts. So I feel like there's a book there, and I may have given away my second book.
Marcellus, we've given you so many tasks today. I think it's about time you get dressed because you got a lot of work to do.
Well, and I want to know too, why is this? I feel like women probably more than men have this. Why do we have emotional attachments to our clothing? I had someone come in and try to help me reorganize my closet, and like, you need to get rid of this, you need to get rid of that. But I was like, oh, but that dress, and I know I don't wear it, but I need to hold on to it.
Attach memory and importance to things. Like, I'm a personal stylist, and I've gone into people's houses, and I'm like, this dress is from 1996, and it is size 12. Now it's size 2. We're never going to get back to the place where you're going to wear this dress again. And that person will be like, no, you don't understand. I wore it to my sister's wedding, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you've got the pictures, let this go, or cut it down, make it into something else. But there's an emotional attachment through memory of what you wore. I think there's a book like that, What I Wore and Why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it talks about that sort of like, I wore this and this happened to me that day. And historically, think about it. Think about Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis in the pink suit. Audrey Hepburn in the black dress, in Breakfast at Tiffany's. We remember, think about Marilyn Monroe with the white halter dress, iconic. We attach things to those images. They transport us back in time, or they transport us to a wonderful place, Never let go of the black suit I wore the night at the opening party for my book.
Right?
Like my wedding dress,
Ruining my closet.
What is the one thing then, since we do have you here, the one thing that you think every woman's wardrobe needs, every man's wardrobe needs, and we only got a few seconds.
Every man needs a very good watch. Men judge each other by the watches they wear and the shoes they wear.
That's true.
By the shoes they wear. Women need a really powerful suit that's well cut and fits perfectly. But the suit should be 3 pieces. It should be the blazer, it should be a skirt, and it should be a pair of well-fitting trousers. Did you suit like a bunch of different ways? The skirt with just the blouse, the whole skirt suit, the pantsuit, the pant with something else. It becomes like Garanimals when you've got like that really amazing suit that's like 3 pieces. You could work that the entire week wearing it different ways and nobody will know.
Yeah.
I love that advice, although I've never worn a watch in my life. So Marcellus, I know I'm being judged. I don't like it. It's all on your wrist and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not a watch, John. It's a timepiece.
It's a timepiece.
Marcellus, it was, go ahead.
Now it's all cell phones for your to check what time it is. So you really don't need a watch, but it's like an accessory for men, and we have so few. We've got socks and pocket squares and ties. Put on a watch.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that, Marcellus. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Marcellus.
Really cool.
I want him to come through my closet.
I feel like he just upgraded all of our lives. So look at this bow tie here.
Really.
Butterfly bow tie. This is awesome. All right. You follow him, Marquis Mark, right there on Instagram. And of course, check out Supreme Models, available where books are sold. That looks like something that would be beautiful on a coffee table, a conversation piece, anytime someone comes in. Love it.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about your weather really quickly. And actually, Daniel, if you don't mind, let me share my screen. I wanted to kind of show a little radar look that I have of things before we take a look at the outside. Thank you so much. This is what we're dealing with. So this is what's left of Tropical Storm Cristobal. You can still see it has that counterclockwise movement to it as it goes pretty much lined up with the Mississippi River, which of course is no good. This is a lot of rainfall. The most of it's going to fall west and north of us and miss our area. But you can see as these bands continue to move in that counterclockwise motion that isolated showers and thunderstorms may pop up. So right around our Chicago area, we're all swell, but you can see in east central parts of the state, you're starting to get some showers and storms, and some of those are going to clip us as we go through the afternoon hours. Outside right now, though, we're clear. Maybe some cloud cover, and temperatures are rising very quickly. There's a look at Navy Pier right now. The latest temperature reading at O'Hare, 87 degrees, and that was at 11 o'clock in the morning. Our dew point jumped 4 degrees in an hour. We're seeing dew points already in the upper 60s. Those will go to the low 70s. That's that Gulf moisture making its way up to us ahead of this storm. It makes it feel like we're already at 90 degrees. Temperatures will get to 91 today. And I think it's going to feel like it's in the mid to upper 90s throughout the day today. So isolated showers possible, and then wind. We're talking about gusts up to 55 miles an hour coming from the south, which makes sense as you look at that map and as that thing swirls towards us and past us. The storms scattered and they stay with us through Wednesday as temperatures drop into the 80s, and then we get comfortable. We look real nice for Thursday, Friday. And boy, we get high pressure in the area and another cool weekend, below average for the weekend for the third time in a row. I think that they're just trying to, I think Mother Nature's giving us a break after the last couple months. She's like, you know what? You guys have had it rough. Here's 3 great weekends in June and May to give you, because it's going to be another really pleasant one, folks. And then we'll warm up next week.
We need all of that.
All of that.
We sure do. All right, so he spent more than a decade caring for and studying animals all over the world. You may know Dr. Evan Anton from Evan Goes Wild on Animal Planet. And this year's America's Sexiest Vet, which is a thing, is going to add author to his long list of accomplishments. We're taking a look in his living room right now, we believe. We don't have the vet quite yet. This is all
He's
a build-up.
rounding up some animals.
Yeah, I think he is.
Because he's got a couple. More than a couple.
You guys know there was a World's Sexiest Vet, and we got him right here on the show. I mean, this is what we bring you, people.
Yes.
It's new to me, and we get to see the inside of his home.
Well, I say I do know this because I do like his show. It's really fun.
Well, I mean, what better thing than cute animals and also someone who might be physically, you know, attractive emotionally and physically to help give them to you. He's joining us now. We got a great view of his living room for a little bit there. Dr. Anton, thanks for hopping on with us.
How you guys doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Very good, thank you.
Did an animal run away or something? Is that where you were off to or what?
Yeah, right. I'm trying to get everybody together. The snake might be tough this morning. She was really grouchy. She, I think she's gonna shed soon, and it wasn't obvious until like last night. I saw her last night, and she was looking a little bit. Her color looks a little bit milkier when she's gonna shed, and when they shed, they can't see as well, and they tend to be really aggressive.
Oh.
Okay, well, we don't want any problems over here.
Okay, she's already pretty aggressive snake.
What kind of snake
To
is
be
it?
honest, it's called a mangrove snake. They're not super common in the pet trade, and they're native to Southeast Asia. They're very beautiful, but they're, man, yeah, she can be really feisty. I've caught them in the wild, and same kind of thing. They can just be quite a handful.
This just all sounds so normal to you.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be in your business, but if I came to your house, I was started dating you or something like that, and you found out you have all these animals in this home, that's scary. That's a lot, no? You have to give someone a heads up, right?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of just usually let people find out, when they find out.
They should kind of know what they're getting themselves into, I would think, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be a shocker, right?
You just said you had an angry, mean snake back there waiting for people.
I mean, kind of, I guess. So all the other than the tortoise, the reptiles, they're enclosed. They're in, she's got a nice big enclosure and a little waterfall and a little pool thing, and it's like, she's not getting anywhere. She's not going to be an issue. And
does the tortoise walk around the house then?
The tortoise walks around the yard. We're gonna go out for a little visit in the yard and go see the tortois here when you guys are ready to see the tortoise. But she lives in the backyard.
Let's see him.
She's super cute. You guys ready?
Yeah.
As you walk out there, tell us how you got into animals, became a vet. We want to hear your story.
Okay. 1 second here. There's Willie. Henry's out here too.
Willie and Henry.
Who's Henry? I have a Henry at my house.
This is Willie.
Her Henry only has
Hi,
2
Henry.
legs, though.
Hi,
Oh, hi, buddy.
He wears bow tie for you guys today.
Aww.
Handsome.
Okay.
Probably a lot better behaved than my Henry.
So, I animals have always been a big part of my life. I've always really loved them and being around them and having pets and working with them and everything from a very young age. I grew up in Kansas and had a creek in my backyard, so I would, constantly be going out there looking for insects and snakes and turtles and, whatever I could.
Oh no, did we lose the Wi-Fi?
Oh no.
Might have to slow down on the Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
We'll get him back though. Don't worry. This is something we can't miss.
Yeah, everything.
The turtle.
Dr.
Oh, you
F,
guys
it
lose
might
me?
be the
Sorry.
No,
Wi-Fi.
we got you now. We got you back.
It might be the Wi-Fi. Okay, it's just that part of the yard.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's
The
okay.
stink tortoise.
Like
Somewhere
you
around
can't
here.
find
Oh, wait, you're looking for him?
Yeah, I'm looking for. Yeah, the tortoise lives in the backyard. Literally, she's got the whole yard, and there's her little garden area, and she loves just roaming around. And
Well,
this is her little
you have to go out there and
little
put food
tortoise
out there?
hutch.
Oh, okay.
There's a heating pad under there, and I put some blankets on it just to kind of keep it warm, or to insulate heat at night. And she's got her little stony little lair welcoming thing.
So what do you do about the rain? then?
Oh, she's fine. You said the rain?
Yeah, it just rains on the tortoise?
Yeah, the mat is it's waterproof.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, tortoises that you can find them in the wild. And
They
you can deal with the
not
rain.
like they check into a hotel when it rains in the
I've never seen a wild tortoise. I'm from Chicago.
What?
Oh my gosh, we gotta find her. We've got these little garden beds, and she's so good at hiding in them. Do you guys have a second if I walk over here and the Wi-Fi gets bad again?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, that's okay.
We'll cover.
give me 1 second.
I
Yes.
want to know does the dog play with the tortoise ever? We'll have to ask him when he comes back from trying to find the tortoise. Because because I know like with snakes, because I had a snake in college that you don't want other animals around the snakes because they could scratch the snake and the skin could get injured and that's how they get sick.
Time out. You had a snake in college? I've never heard this before.
I've said it before. We actually, I lived in a sorority house for a year, and my roommates, we had a python.
Right.
Just a python.
I'm beginning to think that our producers are just playing one big trick on us. We've only seen a dog and this dude. We haven't seen a single other animal.
Oh,
there we go. I was just beginning to think that we were being punked, Dr. Anton, but here we are.
Pretty bright. I'll put her in the grass just so you guys can kind of see her.
What's her name?
Dolores.
Dolores.
Dolores. That's a good turtle name.
That is a good turtle name.
So tell us about Dolores.
Dolores is a 10-year-old sulcata tortoise.
Wow.
And there's the dog, and there's Henry.
Looks like we are having a Wi-Fi frozen on the turtle this time. The tortoise, excuse me.
Well, at least they're frozen on the tortoise. I do like the tortoise.
Dolores, 10 years old.
Oh, Dolores the tortoise. I get that.
Yeah.
I got it now. That took me a second. Well, we've frozen again. That's okay. This has been an interesting journey.
And Henry loves eating vegetables too.
All right. That's great.
You froze again.
What did we miss?
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We saw Henry coming in the shot too. Does Henry and Dolores, do they play well together?
They get along okay. I'll tell you actually something funny. I'll grab Dodo just so you guys can see her, but I'll get back at it.
Okay.
I love this because he calls her Dodo. My sister-in-law's name is Dorothy, and I call her Dodo.
You buy her this garden too. It's gorgeous.
I know. Did I just see a lemon tree?
Probably. Man.
Yes.
Oh.
We have there's a small lemon tree. From here.
You're like a master gardener too.
Yeah.
That one, this little guy right here, this one.
Yeah.
And then we have a huge pomegranate tree.
Oh,
Why wouldn't you, right?
Another pomegranate tree.
Because you need to.
Right here. A peach tree, an orange tree, another pomegranate tree in the back, and then there's actually a fig tree back there. It's going to be hard to see. I could walk over there, but it might.
Yeah, Wi-Fi's not great.
We'll focus on the animals. So
there's the Dodo again.
Hi, Dodo.
What do they eat? I think you were telling us what she eats.
Yeah, so Dodos are Dodo. Yeah, so sulcata tortoises and really pretty much all tortoises are herbivores, and so they eat different amount of fruits and veggies. Mostly veggies. I mean, she mostly eats grass. They eat a lot of grasses and hays. They eat I feed her a fair bit of lettuce as well and other veggies. And just like if I'm cutting up veggies or something and have some left over, or just have some ends of a cucumber or something like that, I'll throw them out here, and she loves that.
So she's like your garbage disposal.
I mean, when it comes to the veggies, pretty much, And I was just saying, Henry loves that stuff too. Henry's the dog we were hanging out with, and if I throw out a bag of lettuce out here, they'll both just eat the lettuce together.
So cute.
They'll sit in the lettuce pile, and it's pretty adorable. And it's funny too, because as of recently, Dodo never showed any, I don't want to say aggression, but like any food territorial kind of behavior. But as of recently, she's been getting a little bit fed up with Henry eating her lettuce. And so tortoises really aren't aggressive animals. They're like the most harmless, they're just harmless. That's just really not their nature. But she'll kind of charge Henry and be like, kind of back him off and try to get him away from her lettuce. It's pretty funny.
What do they do? Are they snap? What do turtles
No,
do?
she really just kind of walks towards him. It's not like, it's just like, she's just a big, she's like 20 pounds, and she just kind of like walks towards him kind of quickly, and he's like, oh, Okay, all right, that's it. It's like the least confrontational, least aggressive, charge. It's just pretty funny. She gets a little bit possessive of her lettuces.
You've been to so many places, doing animal conservation and dealing with animals and with the show. What is the favorite and the most interesting animal that you've ever come across?
Oh gosh. Actually with the show, I got to work with a lot of crazy, weird animals. Probably a lot of people haven't even heard of, like a bear cat, or one of my favorites was the slender loris. That was actually in Sri Lanka. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a loris, or like one of the popular ones was a slow loris. You guys ever heard of a slow loris?
No.
There were some viral videos. You guys might have seen them, and a lot of them were coming from Russia. So they're in the illegal pet trade. And if you ever saw like a big-eyed, it's a primate, so it looks like it's related to monkeys maybe. If you ever saw them getting pet and they put their hands up like this and they just have their big eyes, you guys ever see those by chance?
I feel like I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a fear response for them. In those viral videos, it looks like they're enjoying it. They're putting their arms up like, oh, I like this, pet my sides and whatever. But actually, they're such a unique primate. They have venom glands in their armpits. This is just crazy. They have venom glands in their armpits. So when they're stressed out, they raise their arms, they lick their armpits to get the venom onto their teeth, and then they bite and have a venomous bite, essentially. It's not like they have venom gland, right, where they bite you and they have the glands in their head and their face and then inject them through their teeth. They kind of lick their armpits first and then bite. So
wow.
That's a unique, weird animal. But I mean, I think it's it's that opinions, or that question's up to whoever's opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think is weird? I've worked with crocodiles and snakes and all kinds of weird mammals and sharks and all kinds of cool stuff.
That's amazing.
So through your travels, you've written a new book.
I have. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of my story from when I started, really taking an interest in working with animals in a professional sense. And so, I talk about my childhood a little bit, but it's really the evolution of me as a, wildlife super enthusiast, to just, wanting to travel the world and get out there and just see wildlife, to becoming a veterinarian, to then, working wildlife conservation into the work that I do now. So that was my recent trip in Australia. That was just awesome. And I was hugely inspired by the Irwin family and Steve Irwin, and getting to actually connect with them and meet them at their zoo. Terry and the kids and everything was just incredible. That was in Uganda. That was on a giraffe translocation trip, the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, GCF on my hat, you can see. But I happened to see a Nile monitor on the side of the road. I was like, man, I love reptiles. That's like where my love of animals kind of started, was with the reptiles. So getting out there and I was getting this guy across the road, and yeah, that was super fun.
You're making us love reptiles too.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that that's like the best news, because reptiles have such a bad rap, snakes especially, and so it's kind of a bummer I can't get my snake out. But they're so incredibly misunderstood around the world. It's not just Americans. I mean, even in places where they're native in Africa and Southeast Asia and Central and South America, people kill snakes indiscriminately, just like how people often do here, and they don't realize how valuable of a role they play in the ecosystem. And so my heart goes out to those misunderstood animals like snakes and rats and spiders and sharks, and animals that really have an important ecological role, but people have a lot of irrational fears of,
Of animals.
Yeah.
Well, doctor.
We appreciate you showing us around the house and the backyard, and good luck with the book. And I think it's so important to, raise awareness about all sorts of animals that we, like you said, misunderstood. And if we can learn a little bit more, we can do a lot of good across this world.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Doctor. We appreciate it. And there's the information. You can follow him on social media at Dr. Evan Anton, Facebook, Instagram. And then, of course, the book is coming out October 27th. Thank you so much.
Well said. Yeah,
look at the cover, Amy.
I know.
It's another monitor lizard.
Yeah.
Reptiles.
Yeah.
All right, doctor.
And a good-looking doctor, too. So.
Oh, thank you.
All right, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Oh man, he's like, look
You
at
okay,
the
ladies?
Okay, we're not looking at the
lizard. I'm like, I'm looking at the lizard. Okay, let's get on to our next guest. He is the creative mind behind the movie Canal Street. Ryan Lamar wrote, produced, directed the 2018 Chicago thriller about a young Black man arrested for murdering a white classmate. And now he's going to be releasing some new music as well. Talk about an all-around talented guy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, I'm still seeing the connection. Sorry.
There we go.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hey.
Ryan,
Sounds like you've been keeping yourself pretty busy in quarantine, getting ready to release a new album.
I have. I've been very busy. You know, we were planning for like the past year, so it just kind of happened upon. I mean, COVID and all this other stuff, but we were already working. We were already releasing music and already in the midst of putting together film projects, and so God is good.
Yeah. I've actually seen the movie Canal Street. I was able to check it out. Really, really cool, interesting story. Obviously highlighting Chicago, which is awesome, but the different cultures that live here and how they compare and contrast and sometimes bump heads. Does your music have any tie to that, or is this a completely different shift for you?
Well, I've been doing music since I was in fourth grade. And I've always been a storyteller. So whether it's music or film, I always just kind of reach out to the different mediums. So anything that I'm doing from a film side, I was actually working on the album while we were in post-production on Canal Street. And so it just kind of outlets all over the place how I'm feeling and things like that. And so definitely utilizing all the outlets that I have, you know, and that just happens to be music and film.
how do you determine, I'm always fascinated by artists who have so many different outlets and so many different talents. When you have an emotion, when you have something that's inspired you, how do you determine in which way you're going to let that out? Does it speak to you? Do you know in that moment, no, this is music, or this needs to be shot?
It does. It does. And sometimes it's both. You know, a lot of the music that you hear in Canal Street is me and one of my partners, Amir Wyndham, like working on the music. You know, like if you've ever been on set with me, I have one channel that I'm listening to the dialogue, and then another channel where I have the music, certain things I was messing around with instrumental wise, so that I can have the score and hear the dialogue. Because I don't know, 90% of the movies you watch has some type of score, some type of element in it. So it just helps me direct. And then I go to the studio later with that same feeling I was feeling on set and just release it into the music. And it just kind of synonymously comes together.
You said you were working on some new productions as well. Anything for the screen that you're working on? What you do?
Yeah. So we're developing, if you're familiar with Sean Bell, we're developing the Sean Bell story as we speak right now. If you're not familiar with Sean Bell, he was a man that lost his life at the age of 23, the day before his wedding, unarmed. Similar stories we're seeing on the news today. This was one of the bombs that ignited the Black Lives Matter campaign and just fighting for equal rights. And so we felt it. We've been developing that story for 2 years, by the way, not just because of what everything's going on. And so that should also show you that, you know, it's been a struggle. You know, you're hearing people say things are happening so quickly, right? Because people are in the streets. But you know, my father, my great grandmother, they were in the streets protesting for years. You know, and so we're finally seeing a little bit of change. But yeah, so we're working on the Sean Bell story, and we're working on another project right now that will be the musical backdrop of that. And yeah, and we have some TV shows that we got cooking as soon as Chicago comes back up.
Wow. Staying a little busy. It's a good thing. Maybe this was probably a good thing for you because you had some time to actually sit down and focus on some stuff.
You know, I had 2 weeks I had 2 weeks to just like relax. And then everything switched to, you know, Zoom and all this other stuff. And it's like, all right, cool. So now you have more meetings because now you don't have to fly. Now you could just take all these meetings. So, and there's no excuse to be like, I was in the air or, I was on traffic on the 405. Nah, you're on Zoom right now. So.
I see Taronda J and I see Twister on your Instagram and everything. I see you shouting out and trying to support Chicago artists. What do you think we are needing in Chicago?
Unity. Unity. And not just from musicians, not from just publications and news stations and things like that, but just in general. I think we're seeing a great representation right now. The question is how do we keep that? How do we keep this sense of unity, the sense of standing up for people's rights, be it whatever color they are, just standing up for certain things that are for people that are less fortunate. And I'm seeing a lot of that happening. A lot of people coming together in this generation. You're seeing what Chance was already doing before all this, in the city of Chicago. You're seeing what Kanye just did on a sly. You know what I mean? Not for any of the news, just been helping. And so I feel like I want that spirit to be contagious across the city of people to actually help each other. It doesn't just have to be in entertainment and arts. I saw something beautiful that Toronto J did last week when, the looting had hit and plagued a lot of the inner city stores and things like that. Toronto got up and used her platform, used her power to go out and clean up, and there's something that is, underlining with that about cleaning up the city, but also cleaning up the way you think,
In your one of your more recent Instagram posts, speaking of unity, you talked about the idea of not only pushing people up, but avoiding the traps of tearing other people down. I think that, and this happens a lot in the art world, of the competition that brings, the natural competition, right? You want to be the best in your field. You want to do the best that you do, but there's so much tearing down that happens, especially in this age of social media, that all of us need to take a look in a mirror and realize that if you've been torn down in the past, you know what that's about, and don't perpetrate that further.
Right. No, exactly. I always say, like, the mistakes I've made or certain things that I've done, that doesn't mean you have to do them. But also, if you see somebody about to walk into that quicksand, and help them. Hey, don't step there. Now, if they still step, by all means, but we have to do a lot more of building each other up and supporting each other. That just supporting somebody goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you say that. I'm hoping that, when things go back to normal or some semblance of normal, that people don't forget that. So many people get wrapped up in their daily lives that they then just kind of go back about the norm instead of working on the change that we've been working on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's when it's not popular anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think we can sustain that momentum though?
Planning, preparing, while the spotlight's on, creating things that will be timeless.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do now while you have it? You see a lot of different things being spoken, a lot of things being, okay, we're protesting, we're marching, we're bringing spotlight to this, but this is why, this is the strategy, it only goes so far. You need to be, protesting and marching in different areas, you utilizing platforms like this to plant the seeds. Because at the end of the day, we all know, you all work in media. I don't know what's going to happen next month. Maybe the aliens will land. This year has been crazy. So
now, don't speak that up now.
and that'll just be the summer. Then there'll be something.
Right.
That will just be the next thing. Brent, I want to ask, I think sometimes when we rate movies or we have that report that comes out about the box office and we talk about how much money a movie brought in, that is one way of measuring, but probably one of the worst ways to measure a film's true impact. Changing lives, inspiring people is really matters. It's hard to quantify. But I imagine with your film, even if it didn't make billions of dollars, imagine that you've heard so many stories of people that said that moved me.
Well, and it's crazy because, I was looking at it the other day because, as filmmakers, you see a movie a million times. And I watch it every day when it's out. It was as if we made it for today, and the movie should not be that relevant still. And it's why it's why it's on BET right now playing all around the clock, is because of how it was orchestrated. It goes back to planning, and you're right. It's that's one way to look at it, but also longevity, because you can make $1 million, and then that's it, or you can make $1 billion over the span of 20 years. How do you want to look at that?
right?
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear more about the new projects coming out. Hopefully you will, be able to actually go do a little bit more outside your place coming up soon. Let's get some more your information here on the screen so everyone can follow you on Instagram. Right there you go. Ryan Lamar will follow for the new movies and new shows too.
And new music.
And new music.
Everything.
That's right.
Thank you all so much for having me. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Please
God
come up.
Bye. Thanks. Keep us posted.
Well, absolutely.
And his Instagram page, you got to check it out as we put it on the screen earlier. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Chicago Food to Go is a show that airs on the weekends. It's a way for us to celebrate the restaurants that are offering take-up, pick-up, delivery, and porches now and patios. All you got to do is watch the show, or you could take part in the show by filming a little bit horizontally of your favorite restaurant experience. Use the hashtag Chicago Food to Go. Go to the website to see how to submit more, or just tag us at cw26chicago.com. And that is when our big airing is, Sundays at 4 p.m., but it airs on Saturday too, so.
Okay, guys, I'm super excited. Stretch, get loose, because it's about to go down. You know we love games here at the Jam.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we are about to play Pictionary. John, I know you're going to start us off. Are there any rules that we need to know about this? Because you know how you get a little anal about these games.
Well, yes, I do. I'm a stickler for them. I appreciate when we set rules that we follow them, and I'm only looking at Felicia when I say that.
Right, because she's the one who just yells out and doesn't raise her hand and doesn't buzz.
Yeah, exactly. Follow her.
Do you hear? I hear like this buzzing noise or something.
Oh, no, I hear it because I'm with him on that one.
Yeah. So, you all know how Pictionary works. We draw something and you have to guess what it is. So all three of us have our pads in front of us.
Okay.
Drawing. And the way it works is we have different categories. So I have phrases, okay? Amy, you have famous people, and Felicia, you have things. So that's going to help us form our thoughts on what we're doing. So we're
How
each
about
going to
give me this super obscure topic? Thing. What's a thing? Anything can be a thing.
Anything could be a thing. It makes it
We're
easier,
already
right?
challenging the rules. It's called a thing. It's a thing.
I'm challenging the fact that someone gave me this stupid topic.
All right, well, let's get to it. Who's going to draw first, Chad?
I'm going to draw first. This is phrases. All right, I'm going to try and do two. You guys ready for the first one? Here, I'm going to try and tilt this a little bit more this way. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Do not know what that is?
Time.
Yeah.
The clock, okay.
Time flies.
Time, keep on
going.
Slipping into
flies.
the future. Oh.
When you're having fun.
Yes, all right. That is one of them. All right, here comes the second one. Here we go. All right. That symbol
Infinity to infinity and beyond.
Yes! All right. All right, 1-1. All right, Felicia, you're going next with things, okay?
My category is things, okay?
Right.
Hold on. Oh, shit.
Right.
Let me get closer for you guys.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Here you go. Things. Platypus, birthday cake. No, ship, boat.
Sailboat.
Boat on the...
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Boat?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hard. Oh, wait, I got another one. Hold on.
You're
This one's
draw,
hard.
Felicia.
Well, don't say that just yet.
Yeah, right. Snow cap.
Spaceship.
Eyelash.
Piano.
All right.
Okay, Amy.
I have celebrities, okay?
Okay. Oh, boy.
This is hard. Okay.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
And I'm not a good drawer, and my pen is not as dark as yours, so...
Yeah, I went and got the jumbo shirt.
That's a person.
No.
Okay. Is it a bottle? Drinker. All right.
Okay, someone that likes alcohol.
Amy's vodka. And a wine. So wine. All right. So
Genuine.
it's sommelier? Oh, no, it's a specific person. Winehouse. Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yes. Amy.
Okay.
Okay.
She got a second one. She got to do two.
I gotta do. Shoot. Okay, hold on. This other one is harder to do. Okay, ready?
All right. Here we go. All right, we got a circle. We got no direction. So we got north, south, east, west, compass. East, Clint Eastwood. Yeah. You had to draw that for us, girl. I was with you as soon as you got me that east.
I started thinking of the rapper Dave East. So context.
Yeah, context.
All right, this one. All right, I started with my easy one, so I'm gonna go again. We're doing phrases. All right.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is.
I'm actually really glad I got things because you guys got super hard ones.
And then,
Black Lives Matter.
no, although this next part of the drawing.
Moscow flat on a Rolling Stone.
No. Oh man. This is so bad.
NASA. Houston, we have a problem.
So think of this. What is this?
Wait, I don't know. Is it a
A
cloud? Is
bush,
it a rock?
a burning bush.
Ooh.
Burning bush. Is this a biblical reference?
No, bush, but then you're going.
Around the bush.
So then what do
Around
you do
the bush.
first?
Don't beat around the bush.
Eat around the bush. There you go.
Wait. Pull that back up. What is that?
That's eating someone with a stick.
I was getting there. All right, that one is not easy. All right, you ready to go with my next one?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go quickly here. All right, okay. I'm so bad.
No, you're better than I am.
I mean, you got phrases. Okay. Step on the crack, break your mother's back.
No, but you're getting there.
Yeah, don't step on the crack.
What is this?
Break a leg.
Yeah, break a leg.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
All right. Fell.
Okay. In the spirit of saving paper, here we
Yes.
Go free.
Paper. Can I expense this paper?
Yeah. All right. Things. House. Dynamite. Rocket ship.
I don't know if that does it have to be word for word?
Yeah, spaceship.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. Does that count? Okay.
All right.
No, that one's too easy. Okay.
All right.
Oh, this one's hard.
Okay. Show us a stop sign. Octagon?
Baby carriage.
Oh.
Oh,
What is this? Wheel wagon? Dartboard?
oh, bow and arrow.
Spider's
I
web.
chose a hard one on purpose. Okay.
Spider's web.
Spider web, yes.
How many heads did that spider have? You don't have 8 legs, not 3 heads.
It's three pieces of a body.
What?
It's
Girl, you need to go back to.
Because it needs to go like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna go well.
You already got it. You're good. All right, Amy. Famous people. Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna do an easier one first. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, a marker investment would have been good.
Wait, this is people. Okay.
Yeah.
People.
Celebrities. Okay, kind
All
of.
she did was a circle. Why are we guessing?
And run out. Oh, you are woefully prepared for this game.
It's Cardi B. Cardi B.
Circle, star, shapes.
Moon and star.
Moon, star. This was an
Spice
easy.
Girls.
Hand, ring, put a finger on it. Beyonce.
No, I would have guessed that one, John.
Ring.
this?
A ring.
Engagement ring.
Ring star. Oh, Ringo Starr.
Like you're literally saying it.
I'm like, it's somebody with a ring and a star.
That's, I'm like,
You know who Ringo Starr is, right?
okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Okay, let me do it last one.
All right, last one.
This one's kind of hard. So, oh shoot, I'm a bad drawer.
Oh yeah, now you
Start over.
All right, it's a person. Well, we can't.
We gotta wait for
Turnip.
Apple.
What? Strawberry. Okay, Daryl Strawberry.
Close, not at all.
I'm like, is that a person?
Another strawberry.
This game is culturally biased. In the name of equality, I fully rebuke thee.
All right, let me see the zoom up on it.
Okay.
All right, cloud, rain, raindrops keep falling on my head.
No, it's a
Drop.
it's a celebrity.
Drop, rain, droplet, drop it like it's.
Purple rain, but strawberry colored.
Am I an idiot? Does anyone on the Facebook know what's happening? I don't have any guesses yet. I'm just curious.
The fact that you said on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Okay, raindrops keep falling on my head.
I think we buzz ourselves on this.
Raindrops, snow. Is it snow? Snow.
No, it's hail.
You should have put a dent in a car then we would have known. Hail, strawberry.
Haley Joel Osment?
Haley Berry.
Oh, Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. That's close.
Yeah.
If you had drawn a blueberry, I would have known.
How would you know that it was a blueberry though? They look like
I needed a different kind of fruit, you know?
Yeah, well.
Should I have two more? Should we do one more round or no?
What do we got? 54? It looks like we have one more for you, John.
One more round.
All right, here we go. All right. All right, okay, ready?
Okay.
Thank you, Larry got mine.
This is way more fun than it should be.
I know.
A Bug's Life.
Mm.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, nice job.
Wait, I thought you had a phrase.
I know, right? They gave me Beetlejuice. I don't know. All right, my last one. All right.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Perfect score going here for this one.
Okay.
All right. Oh, this is going to be tough. All right. These are all going to look the same.
Okay.
Marsha's watching this and she's going to judge my artistic abilities.
No, she's not judging us. She's judging her son, John.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Pussycat Dolls. Wait,
No.
this is a phrase.
I don't know why this one's happy.
The Berenstein Bears.
Angry. What?
Pussycat Dolls.
Chicken plus cat plus.
No, but you're right with the list of animals.
It looks like Amy's 3 kids.
Dogs and cats living together?
In harmony.
Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Yes.
Oh, that is a tough one though. Like, yeah, especially when
I don't know clearly the difference between a lion, a tiger, and a bear.
they all look the same actually.
It looks like a potato.
Okay, go ahead. All right, Felicia.
Little teddy bears. We got to wrap. We're out of time.
Yes,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, the next one I was going to draw you a bunk bed.
Hey, we do want to remind folks really quickly, though, before we get going for the day, about our special coming up this weekend following the CPS graduation ceremony on television. We're going to have it on the U. Graduate Together, Celebrate Together is our show honoring our graduates. That's going to air Sunday, June 14th at 12:30 on the U and 4:30 p.m. on CW26. We're going to hear from some graduates, some really successful graduates, some advice from graduates, and from some graduates as well. So make sure to tune in for that.
That's
Then
awesome.
at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we've got comedian Jesus Trejo. He's going to tell us about a new Showtime comedy special called Stay at Home, Son. Stay at home. That's exactly what we're doing. But don't worry, because this has absolutely nothing to do with quarantine, okay?
All right. And at 11, Jim DiBattista joins us. He won last season's The Biggest Loser. He lost 144 pounds. He's going to tell us how he's keeping healthy while quarantined and how The Biggest Loser is casting for next season virtually.
Yeah, then at 11:30, former NFL player and America's Next Top Model winner, Keith Carlos, joins us with his sons to talk about fatherhood and the Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh,
Great.
wow. Look at his bone structure.
Well, yeah, that's why he won.
Oh, man. He looks qualified to me.
Look at his bone structure. Were you saying that for the vet too, Felicia?
He had good bone structure as well. I actually, and I both agreed. Just the jawbone, strong jaw.
Actually, all of our guests today had strong bone structure. Nice job, producer. That's Felicia's one request when booking a show. She's like, just give me some good jaws.
I don't know about you, John? I like looking at models.
I do too.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. Or veterinarians.
Yes, exactly. Everyone have a great day. Go out there and make something of it. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 for the news, 10 for more of the fun.
Especially when they have good jobs. Good jobs, good jawbone structures. It's a good